Do you remember your dreams? In a universe with an abundance of possibilities, what's holding you back?
I'm writing our last chapter, and I don't know how it ends. But the one thing I do know is that lovers don't end up as friends. I tie my hair up, with a pen tucked behind my head. Looking at your last message, I throw our entire book across my bed. You know I'm good at writing. I could say exactly what I mean. But I just stare at it for months. What a romance novel scene. I don't know where we go from here. You know I said it as a joke. Where are they now, not speaking? That was one of the last times we ever spoke. I look back to my notes. What exactly happened there? I could end the story here. But would you think that that's unfair? I close my eyes. Imagine myself in your brain. Because what the hell are you thinking, driving me so incredibly insane? I want to give it a happy ending. Because I want that for me. But I want someone to know on the first date, not change their mind after 3. Someone that talks to my family and then brings me home. Not someone that says I want to be together then leaves me alone. I haven't been able to write a new character since you made our romance into a mystery. And my favorite subject was always science, but now I'm wasting time on our history. I could rewrite the beginning. Remove some of my hope. Delete you altogether, that would be one way to cope. Make our romance into a tragedy. What would Romeo and Juliet say? I was holding out for our future, but for you it's just another day. At least that's what it seems. Only one of us is a writer, so the other chooses flight. So why do I stay the fighter? I don't want to be a fighter. I don't want to be part of some game. I want that after meeting you, nobody could have ever made me feel the same. I don't want to create us, put to words what we do. Why do I have to be the one to write when someone tells me I love you? There's magic in madness. All these things I've made. Why do I have to be courage when somebody else gets to be afraid? So what will it be then? These choices you make. Because I am not someone who for granted you take. I hope you threw your phone the day you texted me like the screen burned to the touch, like nerves were electricity and you were currently experiencing such. Writing and rewriting and thinking again. And suddenly deciding what would happen if suddenly, then. I answered. What then? I answered. What now? All your courage lines at the stage, about ready to take its bow. Exits at the curtain, the lights dimmed to set. What's worse than messaging someone new, messaging someone you've already met? A long time ago, we went to school together. You were too cool for me. So a crush became forgotten because what else was it going to be? You were pretty in the poetic way that makes biologists have to rhyme, but we never had a class together. So there was never any time to talk to me, so in passing, we knew but didn't know each other or the other places that a friendship could go. I wish that you had talked to me the first time back then. I think it would have saved me from a lot of emotionally unavailable men. And I hadn't really thought about it. But suddenly there we both are. It's the first week of orientation, and I don't leave in somebody else's car. Instead I'm walking on old campus, fireflies light the way. I've never lived on the East Coast. I think I'd like to stay. And then suddenly homesickness hits me in the throat. that new beginnings have a much greater appeal. So I sit on the grass, and each blade of grass I can feel, until hunger roars like a reminder that time still passes, until we figure out we might be taking similar classes. So I decide not to hang out with the friends that I don't talk to in the future, and you tell me how you just learned about some non-absorbable suture, and then smiled like information is just another excuse to talk. So I say I really need help studying as we go for a little walk up Prospect, down Whitney, the loop to East Rock, for the first time in a long time. I'm not nervous to talk. You're not here to impress anybody or be someone that you're not. You're gonna hear a lot of noise and your attention will be caught with how to be better. The trend of the day, boy pretty or girl pretty. Why do I have to be pretty for someone else anyway? When I go for a walk, I don't hold a mirror to my face. I don't think of how my hair is frizzing up. When I visit my favorite place, I don't ask what the trees thought of me or if I was funny or seemed great. I just get mad at myself for how long I let myself wait to be outside. I don't know where I belong, but right here seems like a pretty good place. When I lay in the garden and my eyes settle for sleep and the birds chirp around me, these are the memories I want to keep. Not how many people admired me, or who they wanted me to be. Because big surprise, honestly, they never really do see how amazing you are already. Because they're too focused on how amazing you could be. I keep trying to find different ways to say this, but all roads lead back to me. You're not here to impress someone, is what I would say if I went back in time and met my younger self today. You're not here to be wanted or lusted after or pretty. You're here to be smart and well-rounded and witty and travel and cook and see sights galore. I wanted to be wanted. I don't want to be anymore. Because as time passes, the realization hits that you built a life where the opinion of others of you sits at the top of your priorities, at the top of your mind. I could pull out a flashlight, but somebody else I would find in my darkest moments, putting the light out. They suffocate the lanterns. What's that all about? Support is so supportive until you realize it's paper strings. I got so caught up on being held, I never cared for stronger things. Until today, I'm falling, and I reach for a hand that dissolves, because paper cried on is a recurring problem that never solves. It tears at the tears that I rightfully cried. When I said I wanted to be better, I never said I hadn't tried. I tried to impress someone, many someones, over the years. And the impression of me was lost amongst the rest of my peers. It happened. It happened. I wanted to be pretty, and pretty I became. And the most impressive thing about it was that I was exactly the same. Because the mirror couldn't capture the essence of my laugh. If I hired a team to find the best of me, each answer would differ among the staff. Impressive is not a destination for the trip of your life. The paper strings fell around me like my dreams and theirs were in great strife. Because I was pretty and successful and impressive. But they said I was ugly and lazy and aggressive. I wasn't. I was dedicated and hardworking and saw more. But they saw me for what I could be, or better yet, what I couldn't be anymore. The mirror couldn't speak to me unless I spoke to myself, so I sat down with my greatest friend and said, hey, it's time to be yourself. And instead of holding out paper, I held out my hand. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but you might not yet understand.